I got lucky. You know, I got sent this book by Fox while I was finishing Mockingjay Part 2, and I instantly fell in love with the story. I just thought it was a really unique way into the spy genre. And I loved it. I called Jen. I wanted to see, you know, we were still working on the movies and wanted to see if she'd be interested, hypothetically, in doing a film like this. And she said yeah. So I called the studio and made my pitch, but which included the very specific kind of brutal, hard R tone that the movie has. And luckily, they were all for it. They embraced it, which is a very rare thing in Hollywood right now, especially with studios.
There was no one on the other end of the line that was like, okay, sounds good.
No, not at all.
Maybe.
No, not at all. No, and I mean it's Fox, and they've had very good luck recently with R-rated fare. You know, Gone Girl and Deadpool and Logan, and so I think that they were game, and you know that group over there was willing to take a risk, and they loved the story and thought, you know, if Jen was going to do it and I was going to do it, they were game, and nobody ever backed off, which I'm really grateful for.
We are reaching this sort of strange point, I think, culturally, where the PG-13 model doesn't necessarily work as much for as many films as it used to. Things need to have a bit more of an edge, I think, to get audiences to the theater.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's on a sort of a moment by moment or instance by instance kind of place, right? Where this movie didn't feel like it had the right dynamics without that. You know, for me, what's interesting about the movie is it's a survival story, right? You have a young woman who's kind of pulled into a quite brutal world of espionage against her will. It's a survival story, and for her to need to survive, it has to be quite awful. And so it's pretty awful. But that getting watered down into a PG-13 zone just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel right and doesn't feel true to the nature of the story.